Hey guys, welcome back to the 1,000 Card Project and our weekly report. This week we're going over the week of October 26th through November 1st. For those that are new, we started with $500 investment, which bought about 300 cards. We've scaled that up to 1,000 cards that were worth at least $1 a piece. And then we've been working on flipping that up from 1,000 $1 cards to 1,000 $100 cards. And so this is all based off the Kevin Kelly 1,000 True Fans article. If you don't know anything about that, go back, watch some of the earlier videos. Or go read that article. This week had a good week sales, actually. Had 48 total sales in the project, 0 for bulk, which is our third straight week of doing that. But we had sold 39% on CollX, 2% on ComC, 52% on eBay, and 6.3% on Facebook Marketplace. If you guys are new to CollX, make sure to reach out to me. Let me know. I'd love to be your first purchase there. It's a great platform that I use quite a bit. Obviously, almost half my business is coming from there. So I encourage you to check that out. Bulk cards, like I said, we had 0 sales. It's our third straight week of that. At this point, I've gone ahead and decided just to go ahead and let it ride out for the rest of the year. We're really talking a couple more months here. I'm just going to let it ride out, see what happens. And then going into 2026, I've got a couple different kind of plans, strategies to try. And at that point, we'll try to pare down and get rid of whatever hasn't sold by that point. So we'll just keep tracking it each week. We have, paid $1,041 or $1,041.16 towards that debt of $1,419.04. Again, debt is basically, I had an existing collection, it was the bulk anyways, an existing collection in 3 months of trying a bunch of different things. During that 3 months, I spent about $1,400 just trying different things. And I've been trying to recoup that by selling that existing collection and things that I bought during that time. So $377.88 left, and hoping that I could hit that by the end of the year and just kind of completely wipe that out. This week in the 1,000 Card Project sales, we sold 48 total cards for a project level of 427. Each card gets a project level. So if it's a $5 card, we give it a level of 6, meaning that after all fees and everything, we should be able to walk away with at least $6 or $1 profit per card. And so we track that each week. 427 means that we should have hit at least $427, and we killed that with $535.70. So we are buying things that are getting us more than $1 profit, which is good. Nothing really to report here in the different sales. Nothing that really stood out. Some baseball, but the big thing here is I did have that binder collection. If you're not following me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. But I shared a binder collection that I had bought of a bunch of on-card autos. I've been selling. I bought that for about $50, and I've been selling those off in binders and making pretty good profit. Selling each binder for $50. Which is a good deal. It's probably 10 cents an auto. Not really looking through them at all to figure out who's in there. Sometimes I can find a diamond in the rough. Sometimes it's just a bunch of, players that didn't make it. But even still, it's, each binder is probably 400, over 300 on-card autos. So they should be able to make back their money. And I'm making pretty good money on my end. Purchases this week, I think I had 6 total purchases. For $152.90. Average project level 26.33, it looks like. So pretty good purchases, got us right back on track. A Shohei, Jackson Holiday, picking up some numbered 2024 Topps Chrome baseball rookies. I think those are some guys that I'm trying to get to grade. So felt good about that pickup with Jackson Holiday. Picked up a JJ McCarthy retro, Morocco with Blue Wave, and Ethan Holiday auto, and then a Shohei Trout SGC 95. Again, 2 Hall of Famers on a card. I can't, potential future Hall of Famers. I don't think that's a bad buy. Budget wise, we're sitting pretty good. We're at $1,932.35 in our budget. So really, really healthy. Our project level, we did go down, 3 points, nothing crazy. that went down to 7,375. And so again, a project level that started with $500, 151 cards is now 1,000 cards that are worth at least $7,375. Again, really, really happy about where we're at. My goal is a lofty one at this point, is to try to hit that 10K in 1 year. I think that'd be a really good accomplishment, but we'll see where we fall out. Again, if at at the beginning of this, you said that we were sitting at, $7,000 return on a $500 investment, I'd feel really, really good about that. Ways to support, as always, questions I have going into this week. Don't really have too many questions. I've got everything kind of inventoried. I'm, just making sales. We'll see how. I guess my biggest question would be, what does November, December bring? Is that going to be good months? Is it going to be something where those dollars are going to go to more towards holidays? Just curious to see how these 2 months play out. Always curious who you guys would like to have on the podcast. We have some really big names coming up, or really good guests. I'm so excited to share those with you. You can always like, share, subscribe. That always helps support the project. I recommend any cards to purchase, strategies to try. That's probably another question I have, really, is, what are some good strategies that you guys recommend, things that I maybe haven't talked about that you think would be good for the project. And then, as always, you can either purchase or sell cards to us on any of those platforms that are listed down below. Appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you next week. See ya.